and then I'm just doing all of it. Let's do Instagram also.
Why not? Do you want to invite me on Instagram too?
Oh, can we do that?
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, it's Julie Tootin Energy on Instagram. Hi, everybody. Coffee Talk is not able to stream into the Coffee Talk group for some strange reason today. Facebook has changed something. So
How did we get so lucky?
eventually you'll find it somewhere, maybe on the YouTube channel. A lot of people actually find it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Julie, what's the Instagram, sweetie? I'm just looking.
Julie Tootin Energy.
That's what I thought.
It should just be sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
So, for all of you out there, I have a special guest today, Daniel Tuttle,
Ah!
and you're just so fun. I'm excited to see what unravels.
I am so excited too. And, I think for whatever it's worth, well, it's worth everything. Hello, we're going to make it worth everything. Um, we, you know, Julie, it's two T's or one T?
One.
I found it. Ah, ta-da. Okay, here, wait. I'm gonna join you. Okay, we can do Instagram too. Request to join. 1 second.
Add. Is that what we do?
Oh, this is so fun.
Okay, there. People can always fast forward through the beginning 2 minutes if they
Absolutely. We're gonna have fun today, aren't we, Julie?
I think I added you.
Ta-da!
There.
Here we are.
Okay, so I have to turn off the volume on my phone.
Yes. You
Does
turn it
that
all the way
work?
down. Yeah.
I don't know what
What's your
happens then with
It still records.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
So, welcome to Coffee Talk with Mrs. Tootin and Mr. Tuttle, and we're here to show you a good time.
Okay. How does it get better? I don't know. There might
How
be a
does
little
it?
echo. We'll have to see.
We'll see. We'll see. Julie, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, what should we chat about today?
I just I want to share with everybody how I met you, which I think is so incredibly relevant and powerful to maybe something that we can both contribute to the rest of the world. So you and I met at an Access event. I don't remember if it was a CF training or whatever, but we were in Puerto Vallarta together, and I was sitting having a drink at my hotel, and then you showed up at the table next door with all of these jewels, and you rolled out all these jewels and you were showing everybody all these jewels. And I love jewelry. Okay. And I was just like gleefully watching what you were doing over there. And I was like, wait a second, I need in on this. And I remember I buzzed over and I saw everything you were creating and everything that you had there. And I was like, this is so much fun. And immediately, your energy and your body and your invitation to sparkles, for lack of a better term, for things that are pretty, for things that are beautiful, really inspired me. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. And you had, I will never ever forget. I don't know why I didn't even think to wear them today, but you had a strand of black pearls,
That's
of
right.
coffee pearls, you called them coffee pearls. And I was like, wow, those, I remember saying those were so beautiful. I wish I could wear something like that. And you were like, what are you talking about? You wish you could wear something like that. And you like threw them around my neck and you were like, see, you can wear them. And I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. And I ended up, for some reason, I didn't have I'm going to use the term courage to buy them in that moment. But I bought a beautiful gold necklace from you instead, right? And I bought the gold necklace, and then I always, and which I also wear a lot and I love. And then literally for the next like 3 or 4 months, I was thinking about those pearls, right? And I was like, wow, I wonder what those pearls would contribute to me and my body.
Hmm.
And I called you or I sent you a text and I was like, are those pearls still available? And you're like, as a matter of fact, they are. And I said, you know what? And I think I had a credit with you for something or whatever. I was like, I'll take them.
Right.
And it was like my first foray into like men with pearls. All right. And I have to say that that invitation created so much for me because I've bought other pearls since then. I have enjoyed wearing them. My expansion with jewelry and with luxury and with the things that this reality like wants to gift to me and wants me to enjoy has expanded. And I really give you so much credit for that. And so when you had asked
Oh,
who wants to be on my podcast, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be on her podcast.
you know, wow. That's
So
awesome.
thank you for
I love hearing that.
shining my diamond.
Yes, yes. It's like that's one of my favorite things is to ignite people's sparkle from within. And
Yeah,
it's amazing how putting on a piece of jewelry can do that. You know,
yeah, it is. It's so true.
our bodies
You,
love
you our buddies love it, and that was Mexico that we met in, and I kind of started a tradition then. That was years ago at this point.
it.
And
Mhm.
I kind of started a tradition then because I'm a digital nomad, so I live all over the world. And it's kind of hard to take home souvenirs from all these places. So I started asking for the jewelry to show up that I would like to wear, right? And so I buy jewelry when I travel now and I take it with me. Do you know my backpack is so heavy from the jewelry?
I know what that's
But
like.
it's worth it, right? It's
Got to
worth
leave
it.
space for that in packing for sure.
Exactly. 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 So thank
Oh,
you.
I'm so happy to hear that. Wow, how does it get better?
I wonder. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you do and who you work with.
Great question. I, as an Access Consciousness CF, have enjoyed the bringing this element to my practice and my business. In addition to being an Access CF, I'm a Theta Healing Master. I'm almost also certified in so many other different modalities and things. And I prior to any of the teaching or the facilitating or any of that, I have a private practice where I see clients individually one on one, and I have thank God, an amazing practice, a very strong practice, which I help people by empowering them to manifest and actualize what they really, really want in their lives. Whether that is something like healing, like physical healing, or whether it's something like financial or abundance, or even relationships. I help people to heal themselves. I don't heal them as a healer, so to speak, but I empower them and I give them the tools for them to heal themselves, to make the choices for themselves, to create a different reality. And so I have been doing that pretty much full time since the pandemic began. Prior to that, I was doing it as a part time thing for years, as a supplement to my acting career, because I worked in television and film for many, many years. And now I do this full time, and because of the freedom of this, I get to do it while traveling the world. And now, in the last few years, since I've also added Access Consciousness CF to my profile, I get to teach access classes all over the world. I get to meet people, and I get to do classes in different languages. And how does it get any better? Truly, truly, truly. Like, I feel like I'm in a new city every week, exploring something new, having a little bit of fun. I am at this space in my life where I'm asking the universe for, like, what would be a contribution to call home? I really haven't
Mm,
had a home since the pandemic. I'm from New York City. And
mhm.
during the pandemic, I just kind of left, and I was like, I don't need this. I don't need to be locked into an apartment. And I've kind of been on the road ever since. And so now we're looking for a home, and looking for a place to call home. And yeah, how does it get any better?
Awesome. So do you have a
Yeah,
favorite so far? Favorite
a
place?
favorite place. Well, I have different places for different things. Last fall, I was teaching a lot of classes in Bali, and Bali is very special to me.
Mm,
It is such a beautiful place. and the energy is so special and so unique and so magical. And in Bali, I feel I just feel so I feel connected to the earth there. I feel connected to the entities there. There were so many entities there, like fun, really fun entities. I would say Bali is one of my favorite places in the world. Definitely.
Well, I'll have to go there. I
I was gonna say, have you
definitely
ever
feel
been?
that earth
Oh,
connection thing in Costa Rica, and I'm
yes.
really looking forward to going to El Lugar. I did invest in part of a property, and
Yeah.
but the first time I went to Costa Rica was probably 19 years ago when I went to one of the first 7-day events.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like you can feel it, like your whole body's vibrating with the
Yeah.
earth and there's no separation.
Isn't
It
that
was
cool?
awesome. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, and I think El Lugar is really it's very special. I can't wait to go myself. I really can't wait to go. I think it'll be amazing. What are you creating in your world over there?
Well, it's interesting. Since the pandemic, I let go of a retail space, and just this weekend I was like, not that I want a retail space, but I like creating spaces. And
Uh-huh.
so I have had this idea of creating a space that incorporates everything that's big enough for facilitating sessions, classes, and having a gallery. I'm also a painter, so art on the walls, some
Yeah.
jewelry, being able to paint there. Yeah. And so
What
I've
a
got a look
cool
at a place.
invitation. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the places that I'm looking at kind of I'm going to use the word settle, although I use that in a very vague way because I don't settle for anything. But one of the places that I want to build a home, or I'm thinking about building a home, is here in Amsterdam, actually. And I had this awareness too from another expat that I met, another American expat that I met, and he really opened this shop and started selling his paintings and his t-shirts and all this kind of stuff, and does this graphic design. And he's so cool. He's so freaking cool. And he's actually the one who kind of inspired me with like actually setting up a business here, like a physical business here, like a shop.
Mhm.
And I started to think about that. And like there's so many invitations that we can be to have a physical space, right? I've always been digital, but how cool would it be to have that space that you can have classes, that you can invite? I would invite artists to put their stuff on the walls to make it like a gallery exhibition. Like you said, sell people's jewelry, sell things that I love, like almost like a curated space that is all our own, right?
Mhm. Yeah. It
So
is
cool.
interesting to create a space and have people come in it. Like you create your space wherever you are, um,
Right.
to whatever degree. And like creating space is just something that I love. And so even when people come into my home, they're like, oh, and
Yeah,
they're like, wow, like it's so peaceful here. And
I can
so
tell.
when you create that as a space, a business space, you can do that as well. And many times I'll walk into businesses and gosh, maybe I should be a consultant for people's businesses because it's like, why
Yeah,
do you have that? What about this? What about that? Like have it be more energetically calming or congruent with whatever they're doing. Uh,
that's
yeah.
cool. Do you have you or are you have you done any study of like feng shui or anything like that?
I I think I just do it intuitively. Somebody gave me a book once and
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I started reading. I was like, yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. And it's like, I don't want to paint by numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I know this. I know this.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what I work a lot in Asia. I have amazing students and huge work that I do in Asia. And they're very much into a lot of those ancient
Mhm.
Eastern practices. And a lot of times they will ask me, they will say, "Oh, is this like feng shui?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Sure."
Yeah. When you're connecting with and talking to the different elements and entities, whether it's your plants or your pictures or whatever, like they'll
Yeah,
tell you where they want to be.
absolutely. I
So
agree with you
that's
100%.
sort of feng
They have no
shui.
problem hiding that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, what if that wasn't so weird? You know,
Hmm.
talking to your keys, talking to your plants. The other day I lost a
Yeah.
pair of gloves and I was like, wait a second, where are they? And they showed me in a picture in my head. And I
Hmm.
went back on my bike and rode around, and there they were where I had left them. Um,
Exactly.
and it's like, well, of course,
Of
but
course.
this kind of thing, it's really hard to build that muscle of awareness without tools. And I've found that studying the talk to the entities courses has really exponentialized that. Like, I've always
Yeah.
talked to things, but that really helped. And that's why I became a talk to the entities CF. It's like,
Yeah.
it trains you like nothing else can for practicality in this world.
You know, it's so interesting that you mentioned that because I have a capacity of perceiving and seeing those things. And I don't know if you're aware, but you've always been somebody who has a lot of fairies around them.
Mm.
You know that? Your
Mhm.
energy, your sparkling energy really, really, really attracts these energies. And so, of course, I'm sure they just want to play with you. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, let's play, let's play, let's play. Oh, there's something shiny and sparkly and pretty, and let's play and let's play and let's play." And to the contrast, you have this very grounding energy about you. You have this very centered, grounded, calm energy around you. But you have all of these playful energies that are around you who are like, oh, let's do this and let's do this and let's do this. So no wonder they like to hide things on you and say, hey, Julie, let's go on a scavenger hunt. I love it. I actually asked them to bring me like really cool restaurants, right? Because I travel so much, I will say, okay, I am in the mood to meet some locals. I like to meet locals. So I'm like, I'm in the mood to meet some locals. So I'm looking to meet like some fun, interesting Dutch people who, whatever. And then all of a sudden I'll stumble into a pub. Like last night we stumbled into a pub and it was like so. I like to have these really native experiences where I go. And I find like you just mentioned, when you ask the questions, they will show you. You will always be shown exactly, and it's so nice. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I think the hardest thing for most people is to let go of control, or at least it is for me, like letting
Mhm.
go of trying to figure out, trying to whatever, be in
Sure.
my head about the future. And what's also interesting is part of it is a capacity of creation and putting things in the future and awarenesses of stuff, but
Yeah.
letting go of control and relaxing and being like really being the question, not just trying to come up with the right question, but like
Yeah.
being, hmm, what's that? Hmm.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned the energy of letting go because it's funny. You had asked me when I first signed up to talk with you, you'd asked like what topic or whatever, and I was getting letting go.
Hmm.
And this was before the world went into the chaos with the wars and all that kind of stuff. And it's something that's really been showing up a lot for me and also in my sessions with my clients is the energy of just asking, but being willing to let it go. Some people think that when we say, how does it get any better, that it's dismissive, right? Or that it doesn't include
Mm-hmm.
care, concern, um, humanity, that it's something that's very flippant, that we're just kind of like, "Hmm, who
That's
cares?"
so true. That's so true, but that's not what it is
It's
at
not
all.
what it is at all. No, it's not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. But it's that energy of letting go that I think makes who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? Right? When you say, who does this belong to? Or how does it get any better? You have to let go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about finding it out. It's not about figuring it out. It's not about deciding who it belongs to. It's not about deciding how it gets better. It's being open to being shown, right? And
Yeah.
that's the
And
fun,
and
playful
playing with the
aspect of it.
universe and allowing the universe to gift you magical possibilities. And like I heard Shannon in some recording that I've been listening to recently, And she's like, you can't do thinking and control and expect magic, because like they don't exist in the same space, because there's no space in thinking and
Yeah.
control. So you have to let go and allow the space, and then the magic shows up.
Yes. It's so true, isn't it? It's so true. It's really being in complete allowance for whatever is without being in judgment too. I think it's so easy for us to get caught in the judgments of it, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
that something is right or something is wrong, or something looks like what it wants to, or looks like what I want it to, or doesn't look like what it wants to. It doesn't work that way either.
Yeah. I remember, like, before I found Access, I was already being and creating like what else is possible. I was
Mm-hmm.
just, oh, I wonder about this, and this looks fun. And I was just creating, and things, the doors always opened and magic always showed up, because I didn't have any conclusions, and I didn't know that I didn't know.
Yes,
And it's
exactly.
funny, once you do that and then things change and you want to create something else, there's this like past reference point that you have to let go of, so that
Right.
you can go on the new adventure.
Exactly. 100%. It's also that constant reinvention of who you be, you know?
Mhm.
That is so much fun to me.
Yeah.
And what would it take? What would we be willing to? Maybe we can just invite everybody to that possibility this week. You know, you're always talking about the sparkle and inviting the sparkle and being the sparkle and all that kind of stuff. Hey, you know what? What if we could invite everyone to that possibility today? What
Yeah.
if we let go?
Yeah. And turn it up, because whatever level you're at, you can always sparkle, shine, be more.
That's right. Crank it up. I love it. Well, it's so wonderful to share space with you.
Yeah. I want to come and play.
Exactly. Come and play anywhere.
Yeah. I think Amsterdam would be very cool. I'm going on a cruise with my mom
Nice. Where are you
next
guys going?
year. And it's going to start, I think, in Italy and go around to different places. I'm not normally a cruise person, but she goes to like the best, most elegant ones, and she always wants somebody to go with her. So I guess it's my turn.
I support that.
Yeah. It'd be fun
You
to
know,
stay after and have her fly home and then go do some access classes or something.
yeah, exactly. I think also the Ritz-Carlton actually just launched a yacht something or another, like a cruise ship, Ritz-Carlton cruise ship.
Ah,
And that's super, super fun too, I have to say. So as long as it's like, you know, a contribution to you, hey, why not?
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, when you ask, what will this create? If I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? You really can't have a point of view when you're asking that question. You have to ask it from true curiosity. And I have before, I had a point of view about cruises. I'm like, I'm not a cruise person. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, pock and pot all of that. If I choose this, what will it create? And it was super light. And I said yes to her, and she was blown away, because she knew that I didn't particularly enjoy that type of travel. Um, so yeah,
And I
surprise
wonder what
yourself.
your mom is aware of. You know what I mean? What your mom is aware of that this is going to create for the two of you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so beautiful.
It's funny. She does have a lot of psychic intuition, and she has a lot of, avoiding stuff, like all of us. So
Yeah,
what would it take to just draw back the curtains a little further today?
exactly. Exactly. Love
Yeah,
it. Well,
cool.
I am grateful. Where else can we play? What else can we choose? I'm sure that we have a lot of people here who are all over the world who are watching, past, present, or future, who are very curious. And I'm sure that you would also enjoy and invite anyone and everyone who wants to invite us and be an invitation. Julie and I love to facilitate classes all over the world, and we're here. Let us know. Julie
Yeah,
will bring you
invite
the
us, send
tours.
us an email.
Exactly.
Awesome. And, it might be fun to do something together. So maybe we can chat about that.
I love that idea. Maybe a
Cool.
being you class, since that's what you
Ooh,
brought out of me.
awesome. I like it. I like it.
Being you
Oh,
with jewelry.
yes. Yes. It is actually super fun to facilitate people with jewelry, even if it's not mine. Like when they have the guild events at access classes, I'm always finding
Christopher
pieces
is so good at
for
that.
other people. Like I'm like, oh, this for you. Because
Hmm.
there's an energy that bodies, I guess I have this awareness of bodies and what could nurture them, what energy could nurture them, what gems and gold and whatever. Um, and it's just something that comes so easily to me. I think everybody has it, but apparently they don't. Yeah, so it's fun. And then watching somebody choose or not choose and what that creates in their world, whether they buy it or not, even just trying it on. I
Yeah.
tried on a $2 million ring once and it was like, wow, it changed my world.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I, I'll share a really quick experience with you, a little similar. I tried on this ring in Thailand, and it was huge, right? And it had this incredible dragon on this stone, and the stone was only native to where we were
Hmm.
in Thailand at that time. And the dragon was like 24 karat gold. It was really beautiful. And the stone had something carved inside of it from the land, right? And I put it on and I was like, ooh, that's a lot, right? And
Yeah.
then I just walked around the store with it. And I was like, you know what? I feel that. I feel it.
Hmm.
And I gave it back to them. Like, I put it back. I went and I had a coffee with my partner. I said, you know what? I'm going to go back and get that ring. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah. And it wasn't cheap, but it was very, like you said, there's something that it contributed to me in that moment.
Hmm.
And I was like, I would like to, this wants me.
Hmm.
It wasn't that I wanted it. Yes, it's nice. It felt good. But that piece wanted me.
Yeah. And how much is it contributing
Yeah,
still?
exactly. So much.
Yeah. Wow.
I went through
Makes my
security
whole
here.
body tingle.
Yeah. I went through security in Stockholm. I was in Stockholm before this, and I went through security, and I got. I always go off because of my jewelry. They think it looks like weapons or something, you know. When they opened up my jewelry case, and he pulls out this ring, and he goes, "Is this yours?" And I was like, "As a matter of fact, it is." It's like, "Oh, very nice." It was so cool. It was amazing.
Well, thank you
But
for
you're right.
sharing that. And thank you for showing up today with me. I'm so
Of
excited.
course. Thank you.
Have a beautiful rest of your week.
I will, and you too, and we will be in touch and we will play and we will have so much fun. What else is possible?
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thanks,
Julie.
everyone.
Thank
Take
you everyone for
care.
being here.
Bye.
Bye.